Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I was upstairs unpacking some of the boxes because most of you know I just moved into this house trying to get organized, and I figured with all this stuff that happened in Texas and people asking about prepping and things like that, I figured I'd show you one of my favorite preps. This is something that I got a year and a half ago, I guess. It's called the Inergy Apex solar generator. This thing is a beast. They're expensive. In my opinion, they're worth it, especially since you can finance them online. You can make payments of 40, 50, 60 bucks a month on them. The price is getting a little bit better than it was when I got this one. But as far as from a prepping standpoint, these things are amazing because you get all your ports here. You got your RV port, cigarette lighters, your USBs, and your AC. Not sure what those are for. But you can also add external batteries to this, deep cell batteries, and you can add as many as you want, basically. And now they've upgraded the new Apex. It's called the Flex, and it comes with an external battery that's about the size of this. And I think you can add up to like 99 of these external batteries. You can basically power your entire home off of solar with just this, if you wanted to put those tens of thousands of dollars into it. Because this thing here cost, when I got this a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was $1,600 maybe 15, something like that. I can't really remember. But at the time, it was worth it to me, living in the hurricane area. I mean, I had a gas powered generator wired into the house, but I also wanted this too, because the great part about this, it doesn't provide as much power as you want. It does provide enough power to run the things that you really need to operate. Like, I believe on the advertisement, it'll run a standard refrigerator for like 3 days with minimal use, which means you're not opening and closing the door with a house full of kids every 5 minutes. If you only open it and you get what you need and you close it back as quickly as possible, and you turn the power down on the fridge and the freezer so it's not running super cold, this thing will power your fridge for like 3 days on one charge. I also opted to get the 5 solar panels that come with it, because with 5 solar panels in full sun, it says on the box when you get it and on the website that it'll completely charge it back in as quick as 3 hours off 5 solar panels at full sun. If you've got less than full sun, obviously it's going to take a little bit longer, and if you've got less than the 5 solar panels, it'll take a little bit longer. But I decided if I was going to spend that kind of money, I'm just going to max it, and that way with 5 solar panels and a little bit of sun, I'll get as much energy as 3 solar panels in full sun, if you follow my math. One of the main reasons I got this is because the neighborhood that I was in, like I said before, I lived in a highly densely populated area. So sound and light discipline is always something that was beat into my head from the military. So it's always very important to me. And I knew my generator made noise. I had built a room and I soundproofed it as best I could to keep it quiet, but you can still hear it from where I was at. I didn't have access to a basement or anything. It was just outside. And like I said, I wired it into my house. So when the power went out, I just flipped the switch at the breaker box, mashed a button. I had the remote start for the generator, mashed the button, it fired up, and I had power to the rooms of my house that I wired into the breaker box. That will also be a future video for this channel. I just purchased a generator for here. It's a smaller one, 5,500 watt. The one I had in Florida was 7,500, and I really didn't need that much power. I mean, we ran it, and during Irma, we ran it when the power was out, and I was never pulling full strength from it, so I don't need 7,500 watts just to power a few rooms in the house. So I opted for a 5,500 watt. I was going to go with a dual fuel, but they were really hard to find around here, and I wanted to get one as soon as possible, so I opted for the regular straight gasoline. Because if you've watched my other videos, you know that I have a 500-gallon propane tank buried in the backyard, and my hot water heater runs off propane. What I'm going to do is get the kit, and I'm going to do an unboxing of the generator, still in the box, and show you how to hook it up and everything, do your oil, do your first run, and all that good stuff. But I'm also going to get the kit to convert a gas generator to a dual fuel generator. It costs, I want to say, 150 bucks, and you can literally take any generator that runs on gasoline and convert it to run on gasoline or propane. I'll do a video on that as well, and I'll also do a video on me wiring my generator to my fuse box, to my panel, so that there's no need for these drop cords running everywhere, because that's a pain in the butt, it's a hassle, and when you're transmitting energy through a cord or through a line, you're losing power as it goes. So you'll get a much more efficient use out of your generator if it's wired into your box versus running it off drop cords. One of the great things about this is it makes absolutely no noise. I'm going to turn it on. Are you ready? It's on. There's a fan blowing. That's it. Now this is pulling. This is with the inverter. Now I can actually switch it to here, and it's on. And these work. Your AC car deals, they work, but without the inverter running, which is kind of neat. DC versus AC. Now with this, the power's back on. The fan's blowing. Now I can plug anything I want into this, and it'll run it pretty much. One of the main reasons why I wanted to get this in Florida is because it was really hot, and my parents are in their 70s, they're disabled, and I would like them to be comfortable. And I was planning ahead and now I got this before I had the generator. That was a different house that we lived in. I got this before we lived in the last house, and I didn't have a generator there. That's when I got this thing. And when I got this, it was after Irma, and I'm like, you know what, I really need to get a generator. I did some research, and I chose this thing because it was quiet, number one. And number two, I did some calculations, watched a few videos. I wanted to figure out a way to run an air conditioner off of this. And it is possible. I have the air conditioner sitting over there, buried in some stuff. It's a 5,000 BTU, one-room air conditioner. It'll heat, a 10 by 10, it'll cool a 10 by 10 room quite efficiently. It'll cool a room bigger than that, just not quite as efficiently. If it's 110 degrees and you're running it in a room twice that size, it'll bring it down to, a comfortable 80. But I got the air conditioner, and I ran it off of this by itself, not plugged to solar, and it ran the air conditioner in my room in Florida on high fan, high cool, for right at 4 hours, pretty close to 4 hours, like 3 hours and 40 minutes, which was amazing. So now with the 5 solar panels that I have, and there's actually a guy on the internet, one of the reasons I bought this thing, he did a test outside in the sun with a 5,000 BTU AC and this, hooked up to the solar panels, all 5 panels, in full sun, so he's pulling the charge from the panels. And the great thing about this is you can use it while it's drawing power. But when he turned on the air conditioner with the panels hooked up, it wasn't depleting the battery charge in here at all. It was running off the juice coming from the solar panels. And you could see when the sun came across or the clouds clouded the sun, that all of a sudden it started drawing from the battery power in here to run the air conditioner. And then when the sun came back out, it went back and this thing started charging back up. So theoretically, I haven't tried it. Hopefully I never have to. But theoretically, I could run a 5,000 BTU air conditioner off of this with the panels in the hot sun in the summertime and cool the room in the house if the power goes out. Worst case scenario, you just turn it on for a little while, bring the temperature down, turn it off. Let it charge back up, turn it on for a little while, bring the temperature down, turn it back off to where you can keep the house comfortable. But like I said, other than that, this will run. It says it'll run a 7 or 8 cubic foot freezer for like 2 weeks if you don't open it that long. It'll charge cell phones and laptops. I want to say like 1,000 times off of one charge. This thing's good for 2,000 beep cycles. And they say it has at least a minimum of a 10-year shelf life. The great part about it is if the power goes out in your house and you're in a grid down situation, and say you have a generator and it makes noise. And at nighttime, that noise carries, people are out, you don't want to draw attention to yourself. You've got your windows blacked out in your home. These camp lights come with this thing, and these are the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. I've got all the lights on here in the basement. It's like, 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I want to show you how bright these little lights are. This thing is insane. Watch this. You see this? I literally can't look at it. Like, it's that, now I've got a spot in my eye, it's that bright. But here's the best part about it. There's 5 of them. I've only brought 3 down here, the other 2 upstairs. These things daisy chain together. And they've each got about, 20 feet of cord in between them. And they all daisy chain together. And you can order more from the website. You have 10 or 15 if you want. But this will light up your entire house. You won't need to run your generator outside. And according to the instructions that came with this, I think these things run like 2 weeks shy of forever off of one charge on here without being hooked up to the panels. So yeah, these things are absolutely amazing. They're awesome. I have actually had to use this a couple times in Florida, even when I had the generator, the gas generator. We lost power because we get the thunderstorms a lot. And I just turned this thing on, and I went to the living room, and I had the drop cords staged beside it, and I just ran a drop cord to my room and a drop cord to my parents' little living room where they sit. And with the power strip, I plugged up my mini fridge in my room, my computer. We plugged up a fan in my room. I plugged up 2 fans in their room, my father's computer, and my mom was watching television, and I want to say, no, she wasn't watching television. She was on her computer. But it powered all that. For the power came back on like 2.5 hours later, and I still had like 64% charge on this thing. So it powers a lot of stuff. I mean, it really does. It'll run a microwave for a short period of time, and it'll run a space heater for a short period of time. So yeah, the high energy type stuff, it drains it really quick. So that's not good. I mean, this thing doesn't do everything, but it'll definitely get you over the hump. It's an expensive piece of equipment, but I think it's one of the smartest things I ever got, versus the going with just having just the gas generator. Because in the back of my mind always, it's, how much noise is that thing putting out? If it's just a grid down situation where we had a hurricane come through, I'm not worried about the noise because there's several other people that may have generators that'll be going off, and everybody knows the power's coming back on pretty soon. But if all of a sudden everything just stops and you don't know what's going on because you can't get information from the internet, you can't get information from your cell phone, you have no idea what's going on, it's probably a smart move to have a backup plan to give yourself some creature comforts without, drawing a lot of attention to yourself. And that being said, I just wanted to throw a quick little video together because, like I said, I was unpacking and I found this today, and I figured I'd throw some stuff out there for you guys. But I will be doing a video on the unboxing of my generator. I'll tell you why I chose the brand that I chose. I'll do an unboxing of it. I'll do videos on me setting it up, hooking it up, doing the dual fuel conversion, wiring it into the meter or to my fuse box with a transfer switch, and the whole process of doing the generator thing. I don't know how quickly I'll be able to do it because I've got a lot of other stuff I'm still trying to do and get everything situated. I want to do an update with the meat rabbits, or the cage at least, and do the construction on the cage. I'll probably do that next. Maybe even get to that tonight. And there's been a lot of requests for more information on the aquaponics and the hydroponics. I want to do the aquaponics as soon as possible. I'd like to try to figure out what type of fish I'm going to use here in the Carolinas and exactly how I'm going to place the system. So that video or that video series, it might not start for a couple, 3 weeks, but I will get it done, I promise you. In the meantime, there's plenty of other stuff out there on YouTube to look at and kind of get your to satisfy some of your questions. But as always, leave any questions you have for me down below in the comments, and I'll try my best to get back to everybody. Please like this video, and please subscribe. I'm trying my best to get to 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible so I can really start doing some cool live streams and all that good stuff. And maybe run with the big dogs. Let's see. Today's Tuesday. Interesting news. Native and Devout Preppers has invited me to come on his tribal council on Monday, this upcoming Monday. So you guys look out for that. I believe it starts at 9 or 9:05. But I'm sure there'll be updates on the pages before then. Very excited about that. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot.